News. Good evening. I'm Kurt Ludlow. Trailblazers play their last regular season game with an eye toward the playoffs, but will controversy rock their championship hopes? Also, fans of the movie Fargo can get their hands on the ultimate piece of movie memorabilia. An unusual auction coming up. Stay right where you are. The 10 o'clock news starts now.
Live, Kurt Ludlow, Shauna Parsons, meteorologist Rod Hill, and Tim Becker Sports. This is the 10 o'clock news.
Good evening. Shauna has the night off. Breaking news tonight in the war against terror, a deadly military accident in Afghanistan. The U.S. military confirms that an Air National Guard F-16 fighter mistakenly dropped one or two 500-pound laser-guided bombs on Canadian forces tonight. Now, we've just heard from the U.S. military in Afghanistan. Here is what they say happened.
There are dead and wounded among the Canadians. I'd like to convey to the families and friends of the injured and dead soldiers the condolences and prayers from all of us here at the Coalition Joint Task Force Mountain. We will conduct an investigation into the incident and release more details as they become available.
Now, the Canadian press is reporting tonight that 4 Canadian soldiers were killed, 8 others injured. Canadian forces are fighting alongside U.S. and Europeans in Afghanistan, and of course we'll have the latest developments as they become available. Our other big news story locally tonight, all eyes were on one Portland Trailblazer as he took his place on the basketball court at the Rose Garden for the last game of the regular season. Fans of the team are having mixed reaction to the news that Damon Stoudemire is being investigated for drug charges. KPTV's Chris Murphy joins us live from outside the Rose Garden with his story. Chris?
Well, Kurt, we just spoke with Damon Stoudemire a few minutes ago after the game ended. He's trying to put this out of his mind as they head into the playoffs with the Lakers, but he says it's definitely going to be a distraction.
Looking forward to actually going on the road. It'll be good, you know. So, yeah, I think I can put it to the side.
Can you talk about the Lakers, Damon, and are you glad now that it's been decided that it's them again?
I mean, you know, it seems like it's only fitting that we meet them every year in the playoffs. So, you know, it's a challenge for us, obviously, but I think that it's one that we can rise to. You know, it's going to be a tough series, but I don't have any doubt in my mind that we can pull it out.
Is that from Sunday, based on what you guys did Sunday?
Well, that's just based on the type of team we have. You know, I mean, I think we play the Lakers a lot different than we have in the past, and I think that the style that we play bothers them a lot.
Can you talk about the Maurice, about the whole situation? You talked about being there for you first as a friend, then as a coach. Could you talk a little bit about what it's meant to have his support and your teammates?
No, it's been good. You know, Maurice has been good. You know, I've talked to him a lot. And, you know, my teammates have been great through this whole thing. So, you know, I didn't expect anything less, but they've given me a lot of support through this time.
How do you think this whole thing's going to play out? Any idea?
I don't know. I mean, I wish I knew, but I don't know.
Talk about just for your family. You have such a large, extended family.
I don't even want to talk about my family because I'm so disgusted about the way things have been going with my family. You know, it's been a lot of... you know, a lot of stuff going on, and I think it's unnecessary. You know, my family don't have nothing to do with this situation. This is me, not my family, not my mother, not my father, not my uncles, not my aunties. And, you know, I think out of respect for them, people should respect the fact that, you know, they're human beings. And to have cameras and things of that sort in front of their house, I think is really disrespectful. And I really am shocked at the things that have been going on here. You know, going to the local businesses and things like that and wanting people to ridicule me that I've been with my whole life. And that's really a shame, and I'm really disappointed in a lot of people about that.
Do you think there's been some misinformation, Damon, or a lot of misinformation?
Well, I mean, the information, you know, I don't really know. I can't really comment on that, but I'm just disappointed in the way a lot of people have done my family. You know, this is me. This is not the Stoudemire / Matthews, you know.
What do you want fans to know about you and your situation now, if you were to speak directly to them?
You know, I think that any fan, because they do it anyway, you know, they can come up to me on the streets and talk to me, and I'll tell them what I think. You know, but like I said a little earlier, I'm definitely happy that, you know, the fans were behind me this evening. And, you know, I just hope that they believe in me, you know, because in the end, I think, you know, everything will be all right.
That was Damon Stoudemire making those comments here in the Blazer locker room just a few minutes ago. Before the game, a lot of fans I talked to are totally throwing their support behind Stoudemire. They say everything's going to be okay with their hometown hero. The Trailblazers' smallest player gets the biggest cheer during pregame introductions. So loud you can't even hear Stoudemire's last name. The PA announcer drowned out by supportive fans.
I'm behind Damon 100%.
Lake Oswego police are investigating Stoudemire for drug possession charges. Marijuana was reportedly found inside Stoudemire's home last Friday while he was on the road in Houston playing these same Rockets.
It should have been held secret. It was a grand jury investigation. It was supposed to be secret until charges were brought upon Damon.
I just think it's gossip at this point. You know, there are no facts presented at this point, so it's just gossip.
I think he'll be cleared or innocent of all charges. If anything is pressed against him.
Stoudemire with a move on Williams.
Others are surprised by the drug investigation. Stoudemire is their hometown hero ever since he starred at Wilson High School back in the early 90s.
I think that a player in such a spotlight has to be more careful, especially all the kids that look up to him.
I hope it's not true. We need him out there.
And they are going to need him out there when they take on the Los Angeles Lakers in the first round of the playoffs down in Los Angeles. Damon Stoudemire, you could see in that interview, Kurt, a little bit angry at the media inquiries lately, but he says this will all wash out and that he's innocent.
All right, KPTV, thank you. KPTV's Chris Murphy reporting live for us tonight outside the Rose Garden. And by the way, Tim Becker will join us later with highlights of the final regular season game in his first look at sports. That's in about 20 minutes. And a major victory for U.S. For assisted suicide in Oregon today. A federal judge ruling the U.S. Justice Department cannot interfere with Oregon state law. The judge ruled that Attorney General John Ashcroft stepped outside his boundaries when ordering all doctor-assisted suicide stopped in Oregon last November. Voters have approved the procedure twice now. The judge ruled federal controlled substance laws don't apply to state voter-approved assisted suicide. The Justice Department is considering an appeal.
Both the United States Supreme Court and other courts have over the years recognized that assisted suicide is fundamentally incompatible with the role of a physician as a healer, as a reliever of pain.
Today's decision makes a temporary injunction against the Ashcroft ban permanent in Oregon, and that means physician-assisted suicides will continue. Now, without question or punishment, they are totally legal. With more on what this means, KPTV's Ryan Deal is live at the courthouse. And Ryan, this is called a permanent ruling, but is it really?
Well, that's a touchy issue. Opponents to assisted suicide tell me that nothing is permanent until it's heard by the U.S. Supreme Court, and that would be after it's heard by the appeals court. John Ashcroft, the U.S. Attorney General, is likely to make that appeal, and the courtroom wrangling could go on for years to come. Meantime, doctors in Oregon are being told they can proceed with physician-assisted suicide.
As early as tomorrow, the group Compassion for Dying, a group in support of assisted suicide, will begin notifying doctors the procedure, essentially an overdose of federally controlled barbiturates, is without question legal in Oregon, and only in Oregon.
It was a chilling effect upon all of those doctors who said, well, I don't know if I should go forward with this or prescribe for a patient because it's only temporary.
Right now, 9 terminally ill patients already have the lethal pills, and more are expected to join another dozen or so now attempting to meet the rigid requirements.
We won. We won. The state of Oregon won, the doctors and pharmacists won, and the patients won.
I think this is a victory for all terminally ill Oregonians who find a great deal of comfort and relief knowing that the law, the Oregon Death with Dignity law, is available to them now on a permanent basis during the pendency of the appeal.
The Death with Dignity law went on the books in 1994 and was later approved by Attorney General Janet Reno under the Clinton administration. But the issue reemerged last year, John Ashcroft arguing the suicides were of no legitimate medical purpose, a belief those against the suicides pledged to fight for.
Mark my words, in a decade or 2 decades, maybe 5 decades, this will be abused. The right to die will become the duty to die, and that duty will fall disproportionately on the poor and the dispossessed. It happens now with basic health care.
If the people of Oregon wanted to change the Controlled Substances Act and the meaning of the Controlled Substances Act, they would have had to send their congressional delegation back to Washington, D.C. and got a vote in both houses of Congress and got the signature of the President of the United States. A referendum in Oregon does not change federal law.
But again, the judge essentially said today that the current substance control laws have nothing to do with assisted suicide in Oregon. Kurt, about 91 people have taken those lethal drugs out of about 140 prescriptions written so far.
Brian Deal tonight live. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, reaction from Oregon's congressional delegation is coming only from the Democrats tonight. The Republicans aren't talking about the ruling at all. Here's what one Democratic representative and one senator say about the decision.
There could be nothing more responsible than the experiment undertaken in the state of Oregon, twice upheld by the will of the people. This is, you know, a very, very strong statement by the judge, and hopefully it puts Attorney General Ashcroft in his place.
This court opinion makes clear what I told this administration more than a year ago. This is a state matter, and the federal government has no authority under the law to throw the votes of Oregonians in the trash can. Attorney General Ashcroft's attempt to overturn the Oregon law with no public process and no public input didn't sit well with the people of my state, with me, or with the court.
And tonight we'd like to know, do you think assisted suicide will ever be a federal law? That is our 12 Talkback online poll. Log on to our website at Oregans12.tv and see results on tomorrow's 10 o'clock news. Well, good news for Wichita, Kansas translates into bad news for Portland's search for a new public school superintendent.
Well, I went to Portland, and I saw Portland, and I'm staying in Wichita.
Yeah, Wichita Superintendent Winston Brooks, as you just heard, is staying in Wichita. Brooks becomes the third of 4 finalists for the Portland job to withdraw. He says he still feels too attached to his job now to leave.
I was very serious about Portland. I was not playing games. I certainly would not want the people in Oregon to think I was playing games with them. I was very, very serious about that. Certainly when you come home and you get the reception that I've received here, it starts playing on your heart. And then as you try to make, you know, the financial decisions work out, even though the salary there was you know, considerably higher, the cost of living is also higher there. And so you have to try to make those things work for you. It's been a tough decision all along. But I was very serious about Portland.
Could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way.
Brooks has served as Wichita superintendent since 1998, and today's announcement leaves the Portland School District with only one candidate wishing to remain in the running. That's Anthony Amato from Hartford. An overnight slide closed part of U.S. Highway 101 near Seaside. ODOT workers had to close the northbound lane of the highway 2 miles east of Seaside. It took until this afternoon to get the debris removed and the road reopened. ODOT says the slide was caused by saturated ground brought on by all the rain we've gotten recently. Question tonight, how long will this winter-like weather be with us? KPTV meteorologist Rod Hill out on the weather deck with the answer to that question. Rodney?
Well, tomorrow will be a transition day, Kurt, where we start to pull out of it, but you might not notice too much improvement until we get into Friday. We have some pictures tonight of a very high Columbia River. If you've been driving or walking near the Columbia or the Willamette or other rivers in our area, you no doubt have noticed a lot of debris lately. In the past 24 hours, Seaside, one of the wetter spots, picking up about 2¼ inches of rainfall. Another 6 inches of snow up in the high country. So the rivers are running full bank in some cases, or near full bank, I should say. And of course, with the heavy snowpack, that's something we will be watching in coming days. There was one point on the Columbia today, you see the chopper there, that perhaps some boats were thought to be in trouble, but turned out to be just some debris caught in a hog line. So no problems that we know of. Take a look at this next graph. I'm going to switch gears real quick and talk about hail. This is a graphic I have showed you before. We have a cold upper level low overhead. That's typically the signature for our hail setup, if you will. Cloud basis today at times down to about 2,000 or 2,500 feet. Freezing level on average today turned out to be about 3,000 feet. So when those raindrops bounce up into the freezing area, they freeze into ice chunks and they fall as hail. If we can come back to camera, if you think about it, we typically get those small pea-size hailstones, and that's about it. In the summertime, when the temperature is warmer, there's more convection, and that bounces those raindrops back and forth each time, freezing, not freezing, freezing, and they gather liquid and get bigger and bigger and bigger. But when you don't have the convection, you have the cold temperatures like we had today, those raindrops typically only go up once or twice. They don't get a chance to freeze very many times over, so they don't get very big. And if you think about it, we typically just get the pea-sized stuff. That's what we had again today. We won't see much in the way of a hail threat tomorrow. My complete forecast is coming up at 10:30.
Thank you, Rodney. Coming up, a movie cabin like no other is up on the auction block. Find out how you could own the wooden shack from the hit movie Fargo. Also caught on tape, a stuck dog gets some big help from rescuers. You'll watch the excitement coming up. Plus, Secretary of State Colin Powell coming home from the Mideast with no success on a ceasefire between Israel and Palestinian fighters. The latest when the 10 o'clock news returns.
Earlier today on Good Day Oregon.
When you are stopped in traffic, you can work your abdominals. Okay. Do that for 25. Okay. Just for you. Okay. When you stop at red lights, what I want you to do is go ahead and jump out of the vehicle.
That the management at KPTV does not condone this type of behavior in or around your car.
Change, you're going to get ran over.
Watch Good Day Oregon tomorrow.
Let's go!
On March 15th.
You're all going to die down here.
The evil is rising.
There's no way I'm going down there.
The terror is spreading, and our chance for survival is running out. Resident Evil. Rated R, now playing in theaters everywhere. Since she was a little girl, she worked hard to become somebody special.
I'm Lainey Kerrigan, and that's Seattle Life.
Until a prediction.
Tomorrow's going to hail, and next Thursday you're going to die. I'm sorry.
Started to come true.
If you change the path you're currently on, the outcome is going to be different.
Now she's got a second chance to discover who she really is.
If you had a week to live, what would you do?
I would, not have sex with you.
Life or something like it. Rated PG-13, April 26th.
This is saving virtually everywhere, anytime. This is Everywhere Line from Quest. Home phone service with tons of great features like caller ID and call waiting. Plus a wireless plan with 1,000 anytime minutes. Domestic wireless long distance included. All on one bill for one low price. This is Everywhere Line. This is Riding the Light. Quest. Call now for special wireless offers.
Everybody loves Raymond, where love is a full contact sport.
Weeknight on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
I know something of attraction. I know something of power. The new car, I think it knows too.
The all-new Lexus ES 300, a new world of luxury. At Lexus of Portland.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. Guarded optimism tonight in the Middle East. Colin Powell leaves the region without a ceasefire, but hopeful that peace is possible. KPTV's Anna Katayama joins me from News Control with a look at the day's events. Anna?
Well, Kurt, Secretary Colin Powell got the cold shoulder from Egypt's president, and tensions between Israeli and Palestinian leaders remain high tonight. But Secretary Powell is saying that Israel's prime minister has given him assurances of some real results in the next few days. Secretary of State Colin Powell leaves Israel without a formal ceasefire, but he appears optimistic that the Israelis and Palestinians are moving in the right direction.
We could have a ceasefire declared today, but what would it mean while one side is still pursuing an operation that they are bringing to a close, but they have not yet brought to a close? And the other side is not yet in a position to respond because the incursion has not yet ended.
During a 2-hour meeting, Secretary Powell told Chairman Yasser Arafat that terrorism must end and that Arafat needs to carry this message to his people. But afterwards, Chairman Arafat lashed out at the Israelis, accusing Prime Minister Ariel Sharon of breaking his promise to pull out of the West Bank. The angry Palestinian leader also says the siege on his compound must end.
I have to ask the whole international world. I have to ask His Excellency President Bush. I have to ask the United Nations, is this acceptable? That I can't go outside from this door? Is this acceptable?
What did Powell...
For how long?
Prime Minister Ariel Sharon, spending this day celebrating his country's 54 years of independence, says he will pull back from most Palestinian areas. but is not ready yet to lift the siege on Arafat's compound. As Israelis celebrate their country, Palestinians in Nablus survey the damage to their homes. This West Bank city of 100,000 people suffered days of Israeli attack, evident in the massive destruction. A medical worker says many civilians were among 71 people killed. And Secretary of State Colin Powell briefs President Bush and his national security team tomorrow. They will reportedly talk about a possible Mideast peace conference. But Arab nations are saying tonight that they will not participate in any peace conference until Israel leaves the West Bank. Back to you.
KPTV's Anna Katayama, thank you. The brother of a Vancouver woman suspected of killing her mother-in-law gets 1 year for his role in the murder. 19-year-old Sean Correa says he saw his sister beat Marlene Johnson with a pair of fireplace tongs and will testify against her. Correa says he thought he was accompanying his sister to Johnson's home to clean the carpets. He told the court if he had known about the plan, he would have done his best to keep it from happening. Meantime, the victim's family criticized Correa for not calling 911 and asked the judge for a harsher sentence. One of 4 sex offenders living together in a controversial Vancouver home will be moving out. Level 3 sex offender Troy Warren will be moving from the Vancouver house to Hazeldale. People in his neighborhood have complained to the city about the house, but by law, sex offenders can live anywhere they like. Warren will still be monitored by Clark County Sex Offender Registration Unit. The 3 other sex offenders plan to remain at the Vancouver home. A mental evaluation is ordered for the man accused of a crime spree in Clark County last week. 30-year-old Michael Fox faces charges of first-degree assault, kidnapping, theft, and burglary. He was supposed to be arraigned Friday, but a judge sent Fox to Western State Hospital instead. There, doctors will determine whether Fox is competent to stand trial. He tied up, police say, gagged, and robbed his estranged wife's grandmother, eluded police, and then briefly held a girl at knife point before he was arrested. A $1,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of this convenience store robber. Take a look at him. He entered the 7-Eleven on Southwest Arthur Street and pretended to have a gun. He left when he couldn't get any cash. The robber is described as a white man in his 20s, 5 feet 10, 150 pounds, with curly brown hair and a mustache. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 503-823-HELP. Teen imposter Treva Throneberry says she doesn't have to pay back the state of Washington because she still believes she's teenager Brianna Stewart. Throneberry told a Clark County judge that she doesn't owe the state $19,000 for foster care and education because she says she's not Throneberry. Back in November, a jury found Throneberry to be 32 years old. They found her guilty of felony perjury and theft. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Despite Throneberry's objections, the judge signed the restitution order anyway. The regular season is over for the Blazers, who finished up on a positive note with a win over Houston. But before we look ahead to the playoffs, Tim Becker's here to kind of wrap things up with our first look at tonight's highlights.
Yeah, and again, if folks missed it, Damon Stoudemire speaking briefly after the game, saying, folks, just don't judge me till all the facts get out there. He went out earlier, played a pretty decent game, he did. You know, this was just the type of game the Blazers needed. The starters get a lot of rest, the reserves get playing time, and they still win easily to close out the regular season. They blew it open early on, just kind of put it in cruise control right after that. Derek Anderson on the fast break scored all 12 of his points in that big first half. Damon Stoudemire, not really looking bothered by all the distractions, finished with 8 points in 26 minutes, opens a 24-9 Blazer lead there. That was part of a 19-0 Portland run, capped by Steve Kerr's three-pointer. Kerr with a team-high 16, Blazers leading by as many as 20 before halftime. Houston cut it to 12, but Portland right back at him with a fast break third quarter. Bonzi Wells ends it, and the lead back to 54-34. The Rockets had one last run in them, though. Oscar Torres completes a 10-0 Houston scoring spree inside, but they'd never get closer than 8 points after that. Thanks in a big part to rookie Zach Randolph, activated just before the game. He made it look easy inside. 85-75 after that bucket. Then watch him work it for the follow shot here. After a couple Blazer misses, there's Randolph to mop up with the rebound and basket late in the ball game. And the Blazers close it out, winning 92-79. Randolph backed up Kerr with 14 points. That ties his career high. That was basically the game, basically won by the Blazers bench. By the way, they finished the regular season with a record of 49 wins and 33 losses. That is just one win behind last year's squad that finished with 50 victories. Now, elsewhere tonight, Dallas lost to Phoenix. That means that the Blazers will indeed meet their old friends from L.A. in the first round of the playoffs. That series will probably begin Sunday in L.A. We're waiting for the schedule to come out. Later in sports, you'll hear more about what the Blazers, of course, are saying about playing the Lakers, who they just met up with last Sunday.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the playoffs if we didn't play the Lakers right off the bat.
No,
right?
absolutely not.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah. Coming up, Rod says a change of season is right around the corner. He'll have details in the Pinpoint Forecast. Also, more details tonight about the deadly murder plot in Texas. 2 young children confessed to murdering their own little brother. We have that update. And an Oregon mother who lost her baby in a horrible crib accident teams up with the state to make sure it never happens again. Their message to you just ahead. And tomorrow night at 10, Flight 93 was the only hijacked flight that didn't make it to its target on September 11th. Now relatives of those on the flight will get a chance to hear the cockpit tapes. That story tomorrow on the 10 o'clock news.
So, Scott, tell me, how's the car business?
Well, you know, given how the economy is, it's really...
Economy, that reminds me of my very first Broadway play. Now, I say Broadway in the loosest sense of the word because it was off. I don't have to bore you. It was a little musical called Phone Crazy. The phones are ringing, the girls are singing, I'm phone crazy, phone crazy, phone crazy. And it was a real lead into the business, and I love the business. And the good thing about the business is that I use my experience as a Broadway musical... Oh, are you staring at your watch?
Where fresh-baked pizza is tradition, people are talking about Papa Murphy's Take and Bake.
Allora puoi scegliere qua. So you pick up any kind you want? Anything. Fresh toppings?
Fresh toppings, fresh dough, premium sauce.
Freshly grated cheese?
Read my lips, Maria. It's all fresh.
Pick up a super fresh Papa Murphy's large chicken garlic for just $7.99. Family size it for just $2 more.
Say it's not better than mine.
The truth can be painful, Maria.
Papa Murphy's Take and Bake. Pizza chain of the year.
Not even 21 yet and already a multi-millionaire. There are 3 winning tickets out there for the big game. Meet the first big winner to come forward coming up.
Around here, we play hard and we work hard. Just like Dodge trucks. And now during April Truck Month, you can grab one of these fun-to-drive, hard-working Magnum-powered trucks for yourself. With up to $2,500 cash allowance or 0% financing. Plus our 7/100 powertrain pledge. Ford, GM, and Toyota don't match this. April Truck Month, right here at Truckville, your local Dodge dealer.
Tonight's weather report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. Look in the white or yellow pages and call today.
Ron and Tamara Wegleitner, their farm has been insured with American Family for 2 generations.
We work hard out there. Trust is a big thing to us. If we ever needed them, American Family would be there. The farm's our life. It's everything we have.
All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for American Family and call today.
We want to update you now on our breaking news situation from the top of the newscast. We've learned a few more details now regarding that friendly fire accident in Afghanistan. 4 Canadian soldiers were killed, 8 others injured when a U.S. F-16 mistakenly, we're told, dropped 1 or 2 500-pound bombs on them. We now know the accident happened while the U.S. and Canadian soldiers were conducting a live fire training exercise in an area about 9 miles south of the Kandahar airfield. 2 of the injured, we're told, have life-threatening injuries. 1 is listed with very serious injuries and 5 with serious injuries. And, of course, we'll have more updates when available. A Eugene woman who lost her baby in an accidental crib death teams up with the state to make sure that cribs in Oregon are safer for babies. State health experts say there are millions of unsafe cribs around the country. KPTV's David Wilson joins us now with more on what parents should look for in a safe crib for their children. Dave?
Yeah, the experts tell us that any crib made before 1990 probably has serious safety issues. The cribs may have hooks, posts, or other types of hardware allowing children to get hung up on them and possibly suffocate. Safety experts advise not using a secondhand crib unless it meets modern safety standards.
The picture of my son, who was 9 months old at the time when he got entrapped in an unsafe crib.
Andrea Brandt Amore's son, Rashid, died in a crib at his daycare center. The crib was unsafe,
but no one thought to check it.
It had little S-hooks that the mattress was hooked onto, and the mattress came loose, and Rashid fell down between the railing and the mattress and suffocated.
Every year in the U.S., 40 to 60 children die in similar crib-related accidents. The state of Oregon recently made it illegal to sell used cribs in classified ads or in garage sales, and the state wants parents to beware of the dangers older hand-me-down cribs may pose to children.
I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of parents, grandparents, and daycare providers out there that still don't know that they could have a death trap in their home.
We need to check the crib. We need to do a walk around, make sure everything is solid and in place, the mattress is firm, and it's not going anywhere.
State health experts say a crib's mattress should be firm and fit snugly with no hooks, hardware, or protruding bedposts for the child to get caught on.
Even a short post like this that protrudes a small distance above the corner of the crib is still capable of catching loose clothing.
And the crib's slats should be no more than 2 3/8 inches wide.
The body of a baby or a young infant is very soft and flexible, and the body easily slips through the space, and then the head becomes trapped.
It's likely cribs made after 1990 are safe, but even new ones could have problems. Andrea wants no one else to go through the tragedy she faced.
Just because you can buy something on the market doesn't mean that it's safe. Unfortunately, tragedy has to take place before a product is recalled.
Now, since 1999, babies have died in crib-related accidents here in Oregon. The experts say to remember fluffy pillows, stuffed animals, thick blankets can also cause a child to get trapped and not be able to breathe. They recommend not putting those types of things in a baby's crib. Just a firm, well-fitting mattress or blanket is all they need.
And David, just to reiterate, it's against the law to buy a used crib in Oregon, right?
Yeah, actually July 1st, that actually comes into effect where they will actually fine people if they are caught selling those items either in classified ads or in garage sales.
Had no idea. Great information tonight. Thank you. Rodney's in now with a look at our weather. We didn't know that, did we?
So you can't go to a garage
Guess
sale?
not.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You can see why, though. Good reason that it can't do it.
Well, 10 degrees below normal today. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll start to bump the temperature up a
You
little
sure?
bit.
We're ready.
Yes, I'm sure. Take a look at the Oregon
Springtime.
state map. Temperature-wise today, 51 degrees in Portland. Normally we would be 61, 49 degrees in Salem, the same down in Medford. Look at all these cool readings. 39 down in Klamath Falls. Most of the Oregon coast in the low 50s, 47 degrees out in Baker City, Ontario this afternoon at 54 degrees. And the same air mass, so the same cool temperatures to our neighbors up to the north. Spokane 50 today, Seattle had only 53, Long Beach had 54, and you folks watching us in Kelso tonight, your high temperature was 55. Forecast check was a good one. We talked about today still being active in terms of some thunder showers and hail. We had some reports of hail covering the ground about 1/4 of an inch deep. But we also told you there wouldn't be rain as much of the time and there would be more sun. That certainly was true. I said 53 and 40, and the actuals were 51 and 38. Outside right now, a mixture of cloudiness and clear spots and some rain. Scappoose still at 10 o'clock reporting some light rain falling over your area. 45 is the temperature at the airport. Dew points at 42 tonight. Barometers on the rise, and the wind tonight south at 3 miles per hour. Last 6 hours of radar imagery for you. And for starters, let me step out of the way. Notice circulation kind of goes like this. That's the indication we have a low pressure system overhead driving all of this, and it's started to really fade down or fade out over the past 6 hours. So like last night, the number of showers overnight will just be a few in number. Tomorrow, a day that there won't be a 0% chance of rain, but I really think most of the time on your Thursday will be dry. We're still in the middle of this big trough of low pressure. This will start to move off to the east tomorrow. The lows, 2 of them showing up tonight, will start to drop south and east away from us. So not as much energy to get things going in terms of cloud development tomorrow, but we're still in this cool trough. So again, a day that I think mostly will be dry, but not a 0% chance of showers. By Friday and going into the weekend, we get out of this trough, and the temperature will start to really go up and start to feel like spring again. Here's our cloud rain microcast for you tomorrow. You'll notice some green from time to time, the chance of some rain, but again, not very much. Here we are at 7 o'clock in the morning. Showing a lot of clouds, but I think we'll see partly sunny skies most of the afternoon. This is showing the best chance of rain in the afternoon hours up around Kelso, and I would believe that to be true, but even you folks, I don't think we'll get too much. So really, as we've been telling you the last couple of days, a pretty nice Thursday in store for you. Still just a bit cool for this time of the year. Now, here's the opposite story. Look at these temperatures. My goodness, 90 in New York. It's the 3rd day in a row. There have been a lot of record high temperatures across the east. 85 in Chicago, 89 in St. Louis. Very, very hot, needless to say. And then here we are, our little world in blue here in the Northwest, where it continues to be very chilly. It was 49 in Boise today, only 45 was the high temperature down in Reno. I do believe that it will be dry on the Oregon coast tomorrow. I would be very surprised if we see any rain at all. Look for partly sunny skies. Temperatures getting up into the mid-50s. Still a small craft advisory posted. Winds near shore northwest of 15 knots. For the valleys, best chance of showers up north. Everybody with a slight chance, but most of the time dry, becoming partly sunny. Temperatures tomorrow hopefully up into the upper 50s as opposed to just barely holding on to 50. Government Camp 35 tomorrow. Any snow just in the form of flurries. Last couple of days we've had upwards of 6 inches each of those 2 days. Tomorrow just flurries. About a 20% chance of a shower in central Oregon, so mostly dry for you folks as well. Better chance of showers from John Day Burns off to the east. You folks still pretty much in the middle of that trough that's starting to pull out of the western portion of our state. So there will be some more rain. You had some today in Pendleton, LeGrand, Baker City. And in the morning, Baker City, once again, you could see a mixture of some freezing precipitation. The Dalles tomorrow, 61, dry for you. And that's just a, slight chance of a shower in Cascade Locks, where the high temperature tomorrow will be 56. 40 in the morning, 47 at noon. Not a 0% chance of rain, but most of the time, I think we'll be dry and we'll get partly sunny skies. Temperature tomorrow about 58 degrees. Okay, Friday, a better day yet. I'm still going sunny. I may be too warm on Friday and Saturday. But because you really never know what's going to happen, I suppose I could be too cool, too.
Could be.
And then the first part of the weekend looks nice. I still think Sunday will be dry. The first part of the upcoming week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's kind of unsure what's going to be happening there. More of an active northwest flow, so I might have to put a chance of rain back in. But for right now, we're getting into a dry period with warming temperatures, so enjoy it.
We will. Thank you. Coming up, caught on tape, a playful dog gets himself stuck in a bad situation. Watch as rescue crews come to his aid just ahead. Plus, meet one of the winners. Oh, so jealous. The huge $331 million big game lottery jackpot. She's 21. That story when the 10 o'clock news continues.
Let's go! On March 15th.
You're all going to die down here.
The evil is rising. There's no way I'm going down there. The terror is spreading, and our chance for survival running out. Resident Evil. Rated R. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
AT&T Broadband makes it easy to go digital with our Digital TV Starter Kit offers. Order the digital intro package and get standard cable, local channel, our on-screen guide, digital music, pay-per-view options, and local technical service for only $39.99 a month. Or choose Digital Intro Plus with HBO. Call now for free installation, plus 12 free pay-per-view movie coupons. Easy, affordable, and risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-866-GET-ATT3 now for your Digital Starter Kit.
A small dog gets into big trouble chasing a cat. It's all caught on tape. See how rescuers pulled him out of a very tight situation coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
I will own a Jaguar.
Hand-rubbed maple.
I will own a Jag.
All mine.
I will work Leaper into conversation. The top of this mountain looking down, the view was just Leaper.
I'll know the joys of all-wheel drive standard.
Leak.
I will nod appreciatively and say complimentary scheduled maintenance.
I will own a Jag.
I will own a Jaguar.
Bought it. Jaguar. Me.
Monty Shelton Jaguar, home of the 349 Jaguar X-Type lease.
How many times have the people of Oregon said no to creating a sales tax? 9 times. But one Oregonian has said yes to the sales tax, Bill Bradbury. Bill Bradbury voted in favor of sales tax legislation 8 times. And as Senate President, Bradbury pushed for the biggest tax increase in Oregon history. The news said he ignored public feelings. Call Bill Bradbury. Tell him to stop supporting higher taxes.
During the Chrysler Challenge, we challenge you to find any brand that gives you cash allowances up to $2,500 or 0% financing on select vehicles and 7-year, 100,000-mile protection on engines and transmissions. Because only one brand offers them all. Chrysler. Go ahead, compare, and you'll see just where we're leaving the competition. Great products, great protection, great value. Take the Chrysler Challenge. See your Chrysler dealer today.
Two young siblings who admitted to killing their little brother faced a juvenile judge in Texas. The 15-year-old girl and 10-year-old boy were taken into custody after the girl confessed to killing her youngest brother. Her 10-year-old brother admitted to holding him down while she did it. The 6-year-old Jackson Carr was found in a muddy grave behind the family's house yesterday. The coroner says the boy was stabbed in the neck and then suffocated. Neighbors are in shock and disbelief.
The church is simply made up of people. You know, that is what the church is, and the people are just as hurt and shocked as the rest of the community.
Well, the siblings have been in trouble before. They started a fire at an elementary school in 1998. That's the parents. And Child Protective Services investigated child abuse charges against the parents just 2 months ago. In other news from America tonight, a tense standoff between police in California and a yellow cab. A SWAT team surrounded the taxi this morning after a woman carjacked the cab at gunpoint. An officer on patrol in the area spotted the stolen taxi and then pulled it over. The woman refused the officer's request to step out. Instead, she pointed the gun she had at her head. The situation ended peacefully, though, when the woman eventually gave up. A big dog gets stuck in a pretty small hole, and his rescue is caught on tape. Bruiser was chasing a cat when he got stuck inside a storm sewer drain. He was out of reach to his owners, so, of course, professionals were called in. Missouri firefighters cleared the ends of the drain, and one reached for the dog, while others used a flashlight on a pole to persuade him to back out. There it is. With one last tug, Bruiser was freed, said to be in good condition, but in need of a good bath. And talk about retiring young, 20-year-old Erica Green is one of the 3 huge winners in the $331 million big game lottery jackpot. She's a Georgia warehouse worker who says this was the first time she ever bought a lottery ticket. Erica chose the lump sum cash option, which comes out to $59 million. 2 other winning tickets were sold, one in Illinois, one in New Jersey. Those winners have not yet come forward. Coming up, it was one of the quirkiest movies of the 1990s, and now you can own a piece of the excitement. Just ahead, we'll tell you how you could get your hands on the famous cabin from the movie Fargo just ahead. Now time for tonight's winning lottery numbers, starting with Oregon Megabucks. 11, 16, 18, 21, 29, 48. Win for life, 56, 60, 73, 77. In the Washington Lotto, 1, 4, 21, 28, 43, 48. The daily game, 4, 5, 2. And tonight's Powerball jackpot, only $26 million. 2, 3, 22, 23, 36. The Powerball is 22. The Power Play is 2. Good luck.
They're sinister.
Greed is eternal.
But to destroy their empire,
We have to out-Ferengi the Ferengi.
one man must go undercover.
You've been recalled.
But their plan could go up in flames on the next Star Trek Voyager.
Tonight on KPTV, Oregon's 12. The Olympics may be over, but at Car Chevy World, the celebration is just beginning. Car Chevy has just received over 110 official Olympic vehicles direct from Salt Lake City. Suburbans, Tahoes, Trailblazers, and Astros used at the games. Right now, they're all priced at just $99 over original factory invoice. Plus, special 0% financing. Collector edition vehicles all on sale for just $99 over original factory invoice. Plus 0% financing for 36 months. Only at Car Chevy World. So hurry, because the savings like the gold go to the Swift.
Subway has a new bread made with that bee guy's honey and his oats.
Oh, whoa. That can't be good. There's one right there.
Hey, where you going? Subway's this way.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Kelly, Mr. Honey and Mr. Oat.
Subway's new Honey O on wheat bread is delicious. We start with tasty wheat bread, coat it with honey, sprinkle it with oats, and bake it all together. It's one of Subway's 2 new gourmet breads.
They make great bread together. We just got to become better friends with the bees.
Subway is fresh.
You can have fun in the snow without control. Or you can have fun in the snow with control. In an all-wheel drive Subaru, you'll get amazing traction and control in almost any driving condition. And let's face it, some of you need all the control you can get. Official vehicle of Mount Bachelor, the Northwest premier ski and snowboard resort. Subaru, the beauty of all-wheel drive.
On Wall Street, the Dow dropped 80 to close at 10,220. The Nasdaq was off 6 to 1810. The 10 o'clock news continues in just a moment.
something fewer are coping with, thanks to Oregon Food Bank and support from the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde and Spirit Mountain Community Fund.
After Dad's stroke, he had to go into a nursing home.
Well, it was okay. It was nearby.
Yeah, but it wasn't like home. After a couple of months, we could bring him here and take care of him. He likes it better here. Right, Dad?
Food's better.
Flexible benefits for ongoing care from Mutual of Omaha.
Socializing not much.
Helping families take care of one another for over 90 years.
During the Chrysler Challenge, we challenge you to find any brand that gives you cash allowances up to $2,500 or 0% financing on select vehicles and 7-year 100,000-mile protection on engines and transmissions. Because only one brand offers them all. Chrysler. Go ahead, compare, and you'll see just where we're leaving the competition. Great products, great protection, great value. Take the Chrysler Challenge. See your Chrysler dealer today.
Carla makes a Yankees fan feel at home.
Homesick for the Bronx?
Yeah.
Here.
Next time on Cheers.
Tonight on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Tonight, a look back and a look forward. We show you updates of some I-Team 12 investigations. Here's I-Team 12's Carrie Tomlinson.
Our first update tonight is from right before Christmas. We showed you then a company accused of taking advantage of people's charity. Well, what has happened now? Take a look. Stealth Towing and Recovery in Beaverton works with cars. Back in December, they also worked with trees, Christmas trees, and holiday giving. They told customers they would donate money from tree sales to the Oregon Food Bank. But the Oregon Department of Justice claims the money never arrived. The state says the people running Stealth, Christopher Reynolds and Jenny Nelson Reynolds, broke the law. At that time, Christopher Reynolds told us they had the records to prove the money did arrive. All they had to do was show those records to the state. But here is the update. Now, 4 months later, they still have not shown those records to the state. The Department of Justice has obtained a judgment against them, saying they have to pay more than $25,000 in fines and court costs. Christopher Reynolds says they couldn't afford to pay for their lawyer's time, but now they will file an appeal. He's had money problems before and is on probation for embezzlement. But he says that is not the public's business. He feels it's part of a smear campaign against him. Another update now about the St. Helens Jungle Gym. Partners in the company running the health club sued other partners, saying they were mismanaging the company and taking equipment. Now the defendants have filed counterclaims. The suit claimed the manager, Allie Fuller, mismanaged money and took it for her own personal use. The counterclaim says Allie did not act wrongfully in any way. The suit says Allie allowed the gym to get thousands of dollars behind in rent. The counterclaim says the company didn't have the money to pay, so she couldn't make the rent. The suit claimed Ty Cannon and Noel Fuller stole equipment from the gym. The counterclaim says they did take some equipment, but that some of it did not belong to the partnership in the first place, and some of it was replaced. The counterclaim also asks for money, saying the suing partners have slandered Allie, Ty, and Noel and have caused emotional distress. Now, this dispute between partners could be very costly. The suit asks for almost $40,000. The counterclaim asks for more than $800,000, and that does not include attorney's fees, so this is going to be a little bit messy.
Could be time to call in a mediator.
Right.
Thanks, Carrie. Well, a cabin featured in a popular movie is being sold on the internet. The owners of the cabin used in the movie Fargo are actually auctioning this thing on eBay. Rich and Ann Cummings just bought the property the cabin's on, but they want to get rid of it to make way for a lakefront home. They say they've already gotten quite a few emails of interest in the cabin.
We've heard from radio stations in Dallas and New York and Fargo, North Dakota, all those places, which is also fascinating to me, that everybody seems to have picked up on something that has some folklore attached to it, I guess.
In the 1996 movie Fargo, the cabin was the place where kidnappers hid out before one of them was sent to a gruesome death in a wood chipper. Senior citizens strut their stuff for a spot in an upcoming talent show.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start that flame in your heart.
Topic will be sin, and that's what I'm again. If you wanna...
The Boogie Woogie Cavalcade Talent Search paid a visit to Forest Grove today. Folks showcasing their talents for judges and for prizes. The winners will continue to compete in future rounds, culminating in the metro area finals in October. They're dancing. Final look at the morning forecast just ahead with Rod. And in sports, the Mariners go after their 10th win in a row. Tim Becker has the highlights when we come back.
Ollinger Travel Home.
Serving Northwest RV families for over 30 years, Ollinger Travel Home, simply unbeatable.
Critics and audiences are cheering for one of the best family films in years. The Rookie is Disney magic at its best. A movie for anyone who's ever had a dream.
Oh my God!
Dennis Quaid, The Rookie, rated G, now playing.
Talk about the lap of luxury. Just log on to Tonkin.com and shop our huge selection for the car you love without ever leaving the Lazy Boy.
Get motivated today. Get really motivated now. Get 25% off dues and 25% off enrollment fee. Call 1-800-204-2400. It's the way we make you feel.
Now hear this. It's your appetite talking. You're not gonna believe this, baby.
It's Arby's $5 value roundup. Choose any 2 chicken sandwiches.
Don't they look tasty?
Or 3 beef and cheddars. Or 4 regular roast beefs, all for just $5. It's a great deal.
Deal? More like a yum-o-rama.
Arby's $5 value roundup.
Give in to your grown-up tastes.
Who wants to drive really fast? Who wants to get a washing and a waxing? Who's got cruise control? Who's got air conditioning included? Who's got the swoop hug? I love you. Rub it nice on you. Who's got rust protection? Who's got T-tops? Whose T-tops are these? Who's a car? You're my car. I love you. You. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let's go on the highway. Come on, we're gonna go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
Take Highway 26 to Mount Hood in Sandy.
Ollinger Travel Home.
The all-time #1 Itasca dealer in the world, Ollinger Travel Home, simply unbeatable.
Tonight's sports report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Do-it-yourselfers looking for the right tools can find them at the Dodge Spring Cleanup event, where you can clean up with great products, great protection, and great values, including 7-year, 100,000-mile engine and transmission protection. And up to $2,500 cash allowance. The Dodge Spring Cleanup event. Ford, GM, Honda, and Toyota don't match it.
Nothing gets it done like a Dodge.
Now for the backyard.
Now sports with Tim Becker.
You know, it's like last season never ended for the Mariners. They wrapped up a short 2-game stint in Oakland tonight, seeking their 10th straight win, all of them on the road, by the way. They went right after it, too, tonight. First inning, John Olerud had a man on when he decided to crank one out the other way. A 2-run opposite field homer for Ole, and that gave the Mariners an early 2-0 edge. In the fourth, A's get a couple back, though. Carlos Pena had a guy on also, and his RBI double tied it 2-all, made it anybody's game at that point, but in the eighth, there's Ichiro. Bases were loaded, and 4-3 lead, and he comes through big time. A double to the gap in left center, and it completely cleans the bags off. Mariners go on to win their 10th in a row by a final of 7-4. Elsewhere to PGE Park we go. Game one of the Portland Beavers doubleheader with a Dancing Sky Sox from Colorado Springs, who led it 1-0 till Julius Matos slammed a solo home run in the 7th inning. Well, that tied it 1-all. Matos had a chance to win it for them with a winning run on second, but look at Jack Cust, robbed Matos of a base hit right there. Doesn't matter, though. Beavers win game one 2-1 in the 11th inning. Game two still underway. Back to the bigs in Milwaukee. Brewer pitcher Ben Sheets stirred the soup, nailing Aramis Ramirez at the plate. Ramirez comes at him like a wild man. Big number 11 there who takes Ramirez down is Richie Sexson, Vancouver native, in on the scrum. Sheets and Ramirez were booted out of the game. Pirates went on to win it 3-2. Okay, on to basketball. In case you missed it earlier, the Blazers end the regular season the way they had certainly hoped to, with an easy 92-79 win over Houston. Most of the starters took it easy in this one. Guys like Steve Kerr picked up the slack. Kerr a game-high 16 points. And rookie Zach Randolph was awesome, too. Came in to add 14 for the Blazers, who finished up just one win behind last year's pace, 49-33 for the season. So who do they play in the opening round of the playoffs? Well, that was finalized tonight, and Dan Christopherson's live at the Rose Garden to fill us in. Dan?
Well, Tim, I'm going to sound like a broken record. We've been down this road quite a few times before. For the fourth time in the last 6 years, the Blazers will open with the Los Angeles Lakers, the two-time defending champions, in this opening round, a best-of-5 series. We've just received the information. Game one will be in Los Angeles on Sunday at 2:30. Game two Thursday in L.A., and then back here to Portland a week from Sunday for game number 3. That much is guaranteed. Let's talk about the last time these two teams met. It was last Sunday, and I'm talking a wild double overtime game here at the Rose Garden. The Blazers standing their ground and beating the Lakers 128-120 in double OT. Now, that victory could be a timely boost to the Blazers' confidence, and boy, do they ever need that. The Lakers of Shaq and Kobe have been the ones to eliminate Portland 4 of the last 5 seasons.
You know, it seems like it's only fitting that we meet them every year in the playoffs. So, you know, it's a challenge for us, obviously, but I think that it's one that we can rise to. You know, it's going to be a tough series, but I don't have any doubt in my mind that we can pull it out.
We knew we was going to play the Lakers, and it's going to be tough for us, but we played them every year since I've been here, and it's been tough, so hopefully we can sneak them this year.
There's no secrets. You know, they have Kobe, they have Shaq, and they have two of the best players in the league. So we have our work cut out, but, you know, we're just going to go to work.
Yes, indeed. It was fan appreciation night at the Rose Garden, and Damon Stoudemire, who's been under quite the microscope the last few days, sharing a few smiles there with the fans. He says he is looking forward to going on the road first to open the playoffs so he can get out there and just concentrate on what he does best, and that is playing basketball. They will need to be at full strength, as we know, to challenge the Lakers. Game one, again, is 2:30 on Sunday, and the first game here will be a week from Sunday. So looking forward to all that, Tim. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Dan Christopherson, live down at the Rose Garden. Finally, back east, you know, there was a three-way battle for the final 2 playoff spots, and Milwaukee, turns out, is the odd man out. Detroit's Clifford Robinson scored 24 to help end the Bucks' season. When John Barry hits a three-pointer, it was all but over. Pistons up 18 in the first half. The Bucks showing absolutely no sense of urgency to keep their season alive, get blown out 123-89. So instead, Indiana squeaks into the playoffs with a 103-80 win over the Sixers.
All right. Thank you, Tim.
Get up in the morning. Most areas should be dry. Your temperature around 40 degrees. Sunrise 6:20.
All right. That'll do it for us. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
This spring, Lowe's is improving home improvement. Only Lowe's has the full line of warehouse or choice deck. A space-age material so revolutionary you won't have to paint it, stain it, or treat it ever. And ever is a very long time. And Lowe's promises low prices every day. Guaranteed. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Just use your Lowe's card and there's 0 payments, 0 finance charges until January 2003.
Bill Shanley drives the lane. He looks left, goes right, and he sees 1.9% financing at Beaverton Toyota. Get 1.9% financing on all 2002 4Runners and Siennas, or 4.9% on Toyota certified used vehicles. They've all got the drive and experience to go the distance. Bill takes a shot. Nothing but net. He scores at Beaverton Toyota, part of the Russ Auto Group, on the corner of Murray Boulevard and Canyon Road.
Welcome to homicide.
Step 1, control her thoughts.
Hello? You're so pretty.
Between 2 killers and 1 detective, the mind games begin April 19th.
Oregon farmland and open spaces. 5, Bev fought against utility rate hikes and for lower energy costs. Bev Stein for governor.
Windermere Real Estate helps people buy and sell homes. That's their business. Ours, in a way, is on the other end of the spectrum. We help kids who don't have homes, the kids who live on the streets of Portland. But we're partners, Windermere New Avenues. They gave us a grant to build a safe place for these kids. Because Windermere believes everyone should have a place to call home.
During the Chrysler Challenge, we challenge you to find any brand that gives you cash allowances up to $2,500 or 0% financing on select vehicles and 7-year 100,000-mile protection on engines and transmissions. Because only one brand offers them all. Chrysler. Go ahead, compare, and you'll see just where we're leaving the competition. Great products, great protection, great value. Take the Chrysler Challenge. See your Chrysler dealer